Buckle up, Chiefs Kingdom. An insane trade just rocked the NFL, and it's got everyone buzzing about what it means for our Kansas City Chiefs. Plus, we're diving into the juicy battles heating up in training camp, tackling the big question about George Karlaftis, and so much more. Trust me, you're not gonna want to miss what's coming next. Crazy trade alert. Dolphins and Steelers swap stars. Today, a massive trade went down between the Miami Dolphins and Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's got Chiefs fans talking. The Dolphins sent cornerback Jalen Ramsey, tight end Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 7th-round pick to Pittsburgh. In return, Miami got safety Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 5th-round pick. Wild, right? At first, it looked like a straight-up swap of Ramsey for Fitzpatrick, which had Steelers fans sweating. But then, boom. Jonnu Smith, who racked up nearly 900 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns last season, was added to the deal. That's a huge win for Pittsburgh's offense, pairing Smith with tight end Pat Freiermuth. Oh, and don't forget, they also snagged DK Metcalf and signed veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers are loading up to be scary in 2025. For Miami, this trade frees up cash and moves on from Ramsey, who wasn't happy there anyway. But here's the kicker. Miami now needs cornerback help, badly. Could the Chiefs, with their stacked cornerback room, swoop in with a deal? Keep reading to find out. Chiefs cornerback room. Too many stars? The Chiefs cornerback group is bursting with talent, and some think it's too crowded. Charles Goldman from A to Z Sports says Kansas City might have extra bodies at cornerback, which could lead to a trade before the season starts. Let's break it down. We've got superstar Trent McDuffie as CB1, no question there. The Chiefs also signed Christian Fulton from the Chargers to a 2-year deal, and he's locked in as a starter. Then you've got Jalen Watson, Nazeeh Johnson, and Joshua Williams, all fighting for snaps. Oh, and don't forget Noel Williams, the 3rd-round pick who's a ball hawk and a roster lock. That's a lot of names. Here's where it gets tricky. In my 253-man roster predictions, I couldn't decide who to keep. First, I cut Joshua Williams. Then, I swapped him back in for Chris Roland Wallace, a backup slot guy. Why? Williams didn't play a single defensive snap in the playoffs last year, and Roland Wallace is a question mark. With so many guys, someone might be the odd one out. Should the Chiefs trade a corner? Here's the big debate. Should the Chiefs trade a cornerback? Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, and Nazeeh Johnson are all in the last year of their rookie deals. If they don't play much this season, they could walk away in free agency for nothing. Trading one for a late-round draft pick might sound smart, but hold up. Last year, the Chiefs' cornerback room got hammered by injuries. Trading away L'Jarius Sneed and Jalen Watson's ankle injury left the defense scrambling. It was like the offensive line struggling when DJ Tooney moved to left guard. Depth is everything at key spots like cornerback and tackle. If injuries hit again, we need strong backups ready to roll. Plus, here's a shocking twist. The Chiefs were sniffing around for cornerback help. When the Packers cut Jaire Alexander and he signed with the Ravens, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported the Chiefs showed interest. Maybe it was just a quick call to check his price, but it shows Kansas City isn't ready to give up depth yet. So, should they trade? I say no way, at least not until after training camp. Let's see who shines and who stays healthy. What do you think? Could the Chiefs deal a corner to Miami, who's desperate after losing Ramsey? Drop your thoughts below. Defensive line. Can Karlaftis and the crew step up? Now, let's talk about the Chiefs' defensive line, where beast George Karlaftis is stealing the spotlight and sparking some debate. The Chiefs' pass rush took a hit last season, dropping from 57 sacks in 2023, second in the NFL, to just 39 in 2024, 17th. Why the drop? Injuries crushed the cornerback room, making it easier for quarterbacks to throw quickly. Plus, Charles Omenihu was out most of the year and wasn't himself when he returned, with only 14 pressures. Karlaftis, though, was a monster, racking up 76 pressures, second on the team behind Chris Jones' 88, and 8 sacks in 2024. He even made history with 3 sacks in a playoff game against Houston. Is George Karlaftis overrated? Some fans think Karlaftis is overrated, saying he only shines because he plays next to Chris Jones, the NFL's best defensive tackle. Brett Coleman pointed out that without Jones' outside snaps, The Chiefs' edge rushers had the 5th worst pass rush win rate in the NFL. Harsh. But does that mean Karlaftis is overhyped? Here's the truth. Everyone benefits from Jones drawing double teams. That's like saying a Chiefs receiver isn't great because Travis Kelce opens up the field. Karlaftis is no slouch. He's had back-to-back seasons with 75-plus pressures and averages 11 sacks a year, regular season plus playoffs. He's also swamped 5 passes a season, which is like a sack on big plays. The Chiefs thought enough of him to pick up his 5th-year option, so they're not doubting him. But if you're ranking him as a top 5 or top 10 pass rusher, that might be a stretch. He's solid, not elite, yet. With Omenihu back healthy, Felix Anudike-Uzomah stepping up, and new rookies Omar Normanlott and Ashton Gillotte joining the line, the pass rush could be nasty in 2025. Pete Sweeney from Arrowhead Pride is pumped, saying this group could be a hidden gem and overwhelming if it all clicks. Karlaftis at the Sack Summit. Oh, and guess what? Karlaftis isn't resting on his laurels. He was at Max Crosby's Sack Summit in Las Vegas, learning from legends like Crosby, Cam Jordan, and Von Miller. It's like tight end university, but for pass rushers. George is hungry to get better, and that's the kind of fire we need in 2025. Training camp battles to watch. As training camp kicks off in late July, all eyes will be on the cornerback and defensive line battles. Here's what to watch. Cornerback chaos. Who wins the backup spots behind McDuffie and Fulton? Will Jalen Watson lock down a starting role? Can Noel Williams make an impact as a rookie? And will Trent McDuffie slide inside to cover the slot, fixing last year's weak middle coverage? Defensive line fire. Can rookies Normanlott and Gillotte bring the heat? Will Omenihu return to his 2023 form? And can Felix Anudike-Uzomah finally break out in his 3rd year? What's next for the Chiefs? The Chiefs are at a crossroads. The cornerback room is stacked, but injuries could change everything. The defensive line has massive potential, but they need to prove it after a down year. And with Miami hunting for cornerbacks, could Kansas City make a surprising move? What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Are you feeling good about the cornerbacks and defensive line heading into training camp? Should the Chiefs trade a corner or hold tight? And is George Karlaftis overrated or a total stud? Drop your thoughts below, and let's get hyped for 2025. Let's go, Chiefs!